welcome to WZYK Sports Wire. This is Stanley, and I'm joined by my co-host Sam. And due to illness, Sam will not be asking any questions today. And our other co-host, Alex, will not be here today, and he will be returning to the broadcast booth tomorrow with our NHL trade deadline show. Now let's go to our first question. Where should Vanderbilt be seated in the NCAA tournament? Now let's go look at Vanderbilt's current standings. On February 12th, they faced the Kentucky Wildcats, and they won 81-77. On February 16th, they faced Georgia, and they won 64-56. On February 19th, they faced Auburn with a win of 77-60. Then on February 22nd, they faced Tennessee with a loss of 60-51. Then yesterday, they faced LSU with a win over 90-69. So the question is, where should Vanderbilt be seated? My guess is they should be seated at either 5 or 10. What do you think, Sam?
They should be seated the 10 seed.
Why?
Well, there's too many other teams in front of them that deserve higher seeding, but yet again they are a top 10 team in NCAA men's basketball.
Tomorrow on March 1st, they will face the Wildcats again at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Then on the 5th of March, they will be facing the Florida Gators at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Now, let's go to our second question of the day. Where should the teams in the NHL be buyers or sellers in the Eastern Conference? Let's look at the Atlantic. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, the New York Rangers, New Jersey, and the New York Islanders. And then Northeast is Boston, Montreal, Buffalo, Toronto, Ottawa, that's Northeast. And then Southeast is Tampa Bay, Washington, Carolina, Atlanta, and Florida. My guesses who should be bought are Philadelphia, New York Rangers, New York Islanders from the Atlantic, then from Northeast, Boston, Buffalo, and Ottawa. And from Southeast, Tampa Bay, Washington, and Atlanta should be bought. And for sellers, I would say Pittsburgh, New Jersey of the Atlantic, then Toronto from Northeast. And then from the Southeast should be Carolina and Florida. That should be the Eastern Conference. What do you have to say, Sam?
Well, buyers in the East. Philadelphia's jammed. They're to the salary cap and can't do much. Tampa Bay should be a buyer in the East. Boston should be a buyer. Pittsburgh should be a buyer. Washington and Pittsburgh have already made moves. Montreal, we're confident in their team. New York started to make moves. Carolina's made moves. Buffalo is borderline of pushing into the 8th seed playoff. So, Buffalo needs to be a buyer. Toronto's already made some moves. Atlanta's already made some moves. Florida and down, Florida, New Jersey, New York, and Ottawa should be sellers. Ottawa is kind of a buyer and a seller. Selling players that have been there for 11 plus seasons and bringing in players to build for the future. But Islanders, you don't know if we're going to make any trades. They have a lot of young talent.
That's true. Now let's look at the Western Conference. Who should be buyers and who should be sellers? Buyers, in my case, in the Central Division would be the Detroit Red Wings and the Nashville Predators should be buyers in the Central Division. Then in the Northwest, Vancouver and Calgary And in the Pacific, I would say San Jose, Phoenix, and Dallas. They all should be buyers. And then for sellers, I would say Chicago, Columbus, St. Louis should be the sellers in the Central Division. And then in the Northwest, I would say Edmonton. And then in the Pacific, I would say Anaheim. What would you say, Sam?
All right. Well, as buyers, the top two teams, Vancouver and Detroit, they can't be buyers. They can't be sellers unless something really good comes around.
Well, yeah,
Vancouver,
I mean they
Vancouver,
should they should they
Vancouver.
should be able to have good. They should have a good advantage to go in. Hopefully, into the trade, they'll get some good players.
Vancouver and Detroit are right there with salary cap issues and can't afford good players. Detroit has a very deep team, and so does Vancouver. So both those GMs have come out and said they are not looking to moves. Detroit has the third highest payroll in NHL. Vancouver has the first highest. Now, San Jose needs to be a buyer as a top three team, look to improve on stuff. Phoenix, definitely. LA has young talent. I don't know what they could and can't do. Minnesota, yes. Dallas needs to be buyers. Calgary, if they want to hang on to that eighth and final playoff spot, they need to buy stuff. Chicago has been defending Stanley Cup champions. They know how to win. Nashville maybe makes a move. Now, Nashville, one of the players playing is the grandson of Boom Boom Jeffrion, and that is Blake Jeffrion, who grew up in Brentwood, Tennessee. He is the fourth generation of his family. So maybe we're confident in him. Maybe they wanna make a move. Anaheim, yeah, we're right there borderline pushing for a playoff spot. They won't make any moves. Columbus, they've already started making moves. St. Louis, maybe that's where you start selling. St. Louis, Colorado, Edmonton. Now, Edmonton is much like the Islanders, trying to build with draft picks. Maybe they won't make any moves because they have a lot of young talent. But St. Louis and Colorado, that's where you see moves. Um, Columbus and Nashville have a game going on right now. Might determine who's gonna sell and who's gonna buy. Don't forget to tune in for the trade deadline show tomorrow, breaking down all the trades that might have happened.
That's right, Sam. And I'd like to say one personal note. We apologize for the inconvenience of our programming for the last several weeks. There has been several major problems going on with our business, but hopefully we promise to deliver more programming than ever before. So keep tuning in to our Facebook page and keep watching our videos because we have a lot to say. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
All right, bye everyone.
Was that good?